ITRA, meet Duncan, the CEO of CrowdSync and Crowd Health. I've known this gentleman for a very long time, and he's an expert at experiential activations and concerts, music events, and he's got some cool technology that you guys can cross-rent or offer to your clients, and I think it's a great moneymaker, especially as we continue to forecast more hybrid events in 2021. So he's having a lot of success, and hopefully his computer's out because he's got some cool stuff he can share with you.
Yeah, it's usually usually I join from the browser, but that's not letting me happen today. So yeah, CrowdSync, we are a kind of event technology company. We focus primarily on LED wearables, ranging from our kind of signature product LED wristbands to lanyards, to all types of wireless controllable LEDs and RFID technology. Most recently, we also started a company called Crowd Health, kind of focusing on providing PPE solutions, everything from gowns, a lot of gloves, face masks, etc., to all types of businesses, and that's really kind of helped us out over the last 9 months. Was kind of out here in Los Angeles over the last couple of days, just hunting down some kind of big deals, and that's why we're kind of running a little bit frantic right now. But you know, kind of the whole live event industry, we've just been gearing up for hopefully a very 2021, and just bringing a lot of new ideas, and kind of just been, you know, our team's been hard at just doing some R&D, bringing some new products to life for next year.
Could you get into how you got started?
We started a company about in 2015. I was pretty much a year out of college, and just I was running a electronic music company, kind of doing a lot of merchandise for all types of touring DJs, electronic music artists. And then one of my clients kind of came to me with the idea of doing an LED wristband, and kind of CrowdSync was born from there. And you know, since then we've sold about 10 million wristbands. Last year we did over 350 individual events, and so it's a great it's kind of a great niche. We work with all types of clients, ranging from festivals, concerts, a lot of corporate events, conferences. It's a great way to kind of light up a keynote session, or just great for kind of meetings, after parties. We brand the wristbands with like the event logo, monograms. So it's a great kind of promotional piece as well. You get to put your logo on every single attendee at an event, and then you light them up and either can do the brand colors. Everything is DMX controllable, which is really cool. So any lighting designer can have full control over the audience and really kind of turn them and create them into part of the show.
Okay. And before you did this, what were you doing?
Yeah, I've always been kind of pretty entrepreneurial. I was running a merchandising company before that, and just kind of transitioned this merchandise company, making t-shirts, hats for a bunch of like EDM DJs, going on the road with them, selling them, but margins were kind of tough, and just, you know, was looking for something a little bit more scalable. And so we kind of dreamt up CrowdSync, and you know, a couple of years later, we're a team of about 12 now, mostly based out of New York City, and just you know, looking for new ways to kind of launch events and make events, and especially the fan experience is just really what we're focused on. So whether it's the New England Patriots kind of season opening game, or you know, 1,500 person conference, we're all about just kind of creating that really cool fan and guest experience, lighting them up and making them a part of the show.
So I looked at a few of the from your website, a few of the events that you guys done. So the thing that's most famous, I guess, now that's kind of got the buzz is the wristbands. But yep, I'm aware that you guys do more than that. Could you elaborate as to the other products, I guess?
Yeah, so the wristbands definitely are kind of core bread and butter product. We also do a ton of lanyards, which are great for all types of conferences. Every single conference needs lanyards. Now we can light you up. We can light you up based on, individual groups. We can light up everyone from a marketing division, or everyone from the Northeast can be a certain color. So there's a lot of cool activities we can do with that, just kind of through light and kind of giving people different signals. We also do a lot of RFID technology, everything from guest registration to checking people into different sessions and session tracking to kind of different social activations. You can take one of our wristbands, and once you're registered, you can go to a photo booth, tap your wristband, and have a photo immediately emailed or texted to you. So a lot of cool different things we're able to do.
This is Randy with rentacomputer.com. I was wondering, has anyone contacted you regarding contact tracing using your product?
So we do have a product called the Safe Bands that we recently launched. Not necessarily for contract tracing, but it's more of a social indicator product. And what's really cool about them is that you can select 3 colors: green, yellow, red, kind of based on your kind of levels of comfortability, which is great for conferences. We did one in Orlando this past last month, and it's obviously everyone is kind of in a different sphere of their comfort levels, and or kind of safe bands are a great way to if you're green and you're open and friendly with talking with people close. If you're red, you kind of know to stay far away from others, which is but on the contact tracing, we have looked at kind of different Bluetooth wristband capabilities. For the most part, it's on the kind of more expensive side, that we've talked with some clients about it, but at kind of $8 to $12 a unit, it just comes a little bit on a high price level.
Duncan, I wanted to ask you, did you guys see a slowdown in March when COVID hit?
Oh yeah, we went from we had a bunch of NHL. We had the Dallas Stars locked in for their whole kind of playoff run, along with some NBA teams. And then when we saw just all of the sports getting canceled, that's when we kind of knew we had to make a switch, and kind of devoted our entire kind of sales team to selling our new company, Crowd Health, which has thankfully been able to kind of support us. So we just kind of pivoted quickly, and then we're able to kind of continue adding on to the CrowdSync team as well. We kind of doubled down on our R&D for the year. We've got some pretty cool new products we're about to launch. But yeah, definitely huge slowdown. March went to pretty much zero, from having 100 events on the books to all of them getting canceled.
Right. So there's like I said, I've been to the website and I saw how you could do different things with your products, your LED lights, in different applications, be it music, be it sports, be it houses of worship or corporate. What are some applications that you know of that have yet to be used, or ideas that CrowdSync can be used for that haven't been used yet?
I mean, right now, one of the next things we're trying to get really into is a little bit more on the concessions and kind of merchandising side. Just tapping into like different arenas, different venues that have concessions, and kind of utilizing our products into concessions where generally with like a sports team, if it's an arena team, they might have to buy 20,000 wristbands, etc. for everyone to get the CrowdSync experience, which kind of adds up. But what we're now looking to do is, budgets are a lot tighter, and we want to move more into like, here's a light up LED cup, and it's a souvenir. It's a $5 upsell. It makes money for the concessions, and it makes, and it allows us to kind of scale more rapidly. one of the things that has been, a good bit of business for us in this kind of last quarter is definitely churches, houses of worship. That's been keeping us pretty strong in the flow the last couple months, especially as kind of Christmas comes together. We have been seeing a lot of inflow for those types of events, and then as well as we have been doing a lot of drive-in. And we're partners with a couple drive-in concerts kind of throughout the country as well. So that's all been great.
Oh, that's awesome. When it comes to the wristbands, when people get them at the sporting events, let's say, they keep them, correct?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah, they always keep it. So it's always like a really cool kind of promotional item as well. They'll light up after the event. It has team sponsor logos on them. And that's kind of the same, whether it's a conference, whether it's, a small wedding we're doing. It's always kind of, it's like a momentum. It's a great take home item.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So how do you work with event producers or event rental companies? And that's who your audience is today.
Yep.
We're all rental companies for all different types of technology. How have you, or do you plan to work with rental companies or
so we're actively kind of always looking to work with, additional AV companies, just because it's such a great fit. It's a great upsell for AV companies. If you're already doing the sound and lighting for an event, we're a nice quick add-on as well. That's kind of unique and different. Like generally how we work, we have about 10 to 15 kind of different reps throughout the country. They all have like one of our kind of signature CrowdSync transmitters. We work kind of hand in hand with them. Like if we need, just an on-site tech to go run an event for us in, Chicago or Miami, we're always looking to kind of have, companies that have our tech and have used it before. It's at the end of the day, it's pretty simple. It's controlling 1 to 10 RGB fixtures for lighting. Each kind of zone of the wristband acts as a just a kind of straightforward RGB fixture. So super easy to learn. We'll send out lighting software, but yeah, we always work on kind of wholesale rates as well. So it's kind of like a dealer option for AV companies.
Okay, that leads into the next question of how does pricing work when it comes to a rental company that you're working with.
Yeah.
But I think you were mentioning more so of you bringing in an AV company to help you guys on one of your events, let's say.
Yeah.
Let's say we sell an event with your using your technology.
Yeah, we generally have what we call like our partner pricing guide, which is generally at around like a 40% margin. So the retail costs on the wristbands generally range from kind of $3 to $5, depending on quantity, and then on the wholesale level can be anywhere from like $1.79 to $3. So we like to keep all our partners in a nice kind of 40 to 50% margin range.
Okay. I did these questions when we were looking at the world as it was reopening. And now it appears that we've taken a few steps back. But when the event market and the event industry comes back, I believe we'll have more opportunities, to work with CrowdSync.
Yep.
But are there opportunities now, and as if the world is open or closed?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's in all parts of the country right now, there's definitely a good amount of drive-through events going on. Seems to be a good amount of church activities. I feel like September, October, people were kind of more early October. We're planning a lot more. We have sensed a bit of a slowdown as we get kind of into the winter, but we're hoping and gearing up for at a minimum like a very strong spring, and then we're expecting all next year to be ramped up fully. But outside of that, I think there's still kind of opportunities, just a little bit harder to find, but there's still events going on, throughout the country, like the drive-ins, for example. We just did a big deal with one out of North California, and so there's definitely events happening. There's also a lot of opportunity to help create kind of safe events as well. We've been part of a couple different drive-ins now, which are have all kind of been the first of its kind, and whether it's supplying hand sanitizer stands to wristbands to event credentials. There's just a lot of different new elements that are needed, barricades for every single car, to there's from different lighting to make sure everyone is kind of in their correct zones.
The drive-in portion is where I wanted to go next. I wanted to hear more about what you're doing. Also, the ITRA is international, so it's not just USA.
Yeah.
And even in the USA, when it comes to the drive-in events, I believe you go to, it's closing up for us as far as up north, out west and in Florida. You guys may be able to you can do drive-in events all year long. But there is obviously a slowdown up north when it comes to doing drive-in events, outdoor events, period. Do you see that, or are you seeing the north and colder areas still doing drive-in events?
Yeah, I definitely, like, Florida seems to be the hub of activity right now. Every weekend it looks to be kind of like, pretty large events going on.
You don't have to brag,
I mean, I'm based in New York City.
I do what I can. I do what I can here.
So, yeah. Currently in Los Angeles, but mostly our whole team's based out of New York. So it's definitely been a little tough for us. But I mean, definitely less events on the East Coast than kind of the rest of the country. But like I said, I mean, like, you just gotta be kind of flexible, and if you got to go 500, 1,000 miles to where the business is, that's
what you have to do.
Yeah.
So again, we are an international association, and also most of us serve a corporate market. Looking forward to 2021, what could CrowdSync help us with our corporate market? What are you guys doing when you work with corporate? How does that look?
Yeah, so we work with a kind of whole, like, I'd say about 30-40% of our business is on the corporate side. That's ranging from a lot of conferences to kind of special events, kind of experiential events, like product launch parties, kind of any special moment, special event where they want to add like a nice, kind of a little bit more touch and something different and unique. That's where like our wristbands and wearables really come into play. I think we're definitely all hoping that a lot of corporate budgets are just getting rolled over into next year, and that they're going to be willing to hopefully spend and go bigger and better. What we have like our sales team doing is just making a lot of kind of like soft touches, soft reach outs, because on the corporate side too, there's a lot of seems to be a lot like turnover and
Sure, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, it's really about just kind of getting a really strong game plan together for next year. Having lists of every single conference that's coming through the area, and just start doing some reach out now, see what they need help with, and then just kind of, for us too, it's all about having a expansive product line. So if they don't need certain sound, light, staging, but maybe you can ask a question and figure out what do they need for the next event, or hey, or have you guys looked into virtual events? We can maybe help set you guys up and run a podcast for you guys, and do kind of more digital virtual stuff that our services can still help and relate to.
So you Duncan, you guys have done some pretty big events, from sports to TV, and if you can, Or if you can name one, you can let me know what was your biggest event, or biggest events.
Yeah, I mean, by number of people, it's definitely the New England Patriots home opener and kind of banner presentation from when they won the 2018 Super Bowl. And so opening game 2019, about 75,000 people in the stands. Everything was time coded, choreographed. They had a huge projection map, about 40 by 40 yards in the middle of the field. Tom Brady, kind of everyone, the Belichick kind of came out, was super cool. All our wristbands were all synchronized to the audio video going on. So that was awesome. Definitely, I think by sheer number of people, that was our biggest event.
It wasn't that long ago. Do you remember what some of the challenges were? I guess in the planning.
Yeah, definitely. Just working with like the Patriots, they kind of spearheaded it, but then working with there's 4 or 5 different production companies as well. Kind of just getting the visual and the time code in sync with everyone. That took a couple variations, and then the projection system actually went out during that presentation, but wristbands thankfully were good to go. But we're just kind of always there on the fly to make a little something extra special happen. And part of our business too, it's a lot of logistics heavy. You have to move 75,000 wristbands from our overseas factories to get them in Massachusetts in a reasonable amount of time. So we're kind of always a mix of logistics, event, tech support, event planning and design, creative aspects of it, and kind of curating, creating a really cool light show. And then the on-site implementation of, getting 75,000 wristbands out on seats ahead of time as well.
I got you. You have any proof that you've done these shows? No, do you have any video or any thing you wanted to share?
Yeah, let me trying to rejoin this meeting.
Otherwise, I don't believe you. I didn't get to say this earlier, but I wanted to let everyone know. I want to thank everyone. Thank everyone for joining today. We are trying to keep these up, and this is fun. I enjoy them. If I get to learn something, if you guys get to learn something, then that's a plus. If you make a connection, if there's any connections or work that is developed from the webinars, it'd be nice to know about it. Let me or one of the board members know. We'd love to promote it in some kind of way. The legends run.
Little taste of kind of what we do.
How was the projection on the ground then? Sorry.
They had either 4 or 8 very large projectors. They actually had they put a kind of shipping container. They craned it up to the top to kind of be used as the mount, and then just kind of streamed from kind of the 50-yard line. But yet the projection was definitely intense. They rolled out a full kind of custom sheet for the field too. I mean, it was definitely a large production.
And you said it went out. The projection went out at some point.
Yeah, one of the sides, I think the left side, I think it was a power, a power issue. So not sure how that happened, but things happen. Luckily, it was only one side. So, yeah, one of those things where it's the fans may have not noticed it, but everyone in the the production team definitely.
Right. You might have got away with it, but you guys know what happened.
Yeah, I mean, but it was still super cool. And that's kind of just what we do. We just like to add the little bit of excitement to events.
Well, cool. That does look like a very cool event, even especially on the as they say, looking back at it. I'm sure going through it might have been super stressful, but at this point you can look back and be proud and say you did it. I have no more questions. I want to see if anyone out there has questions. Joel, can you manage the question part? Because I'm on my mobile.
I think we have a couple of our Canadian members in the chat. How are you on supplying your resources in Canada?
Europe, Canada, all no problem. Yeah, Canada is great. We do a lot of events, kind of the Toronto, Ottawa area, where we ship pretty much worldwide. So pretty much anywhere in the world. We're doing some things in South Africa right now, for example. So I'm working on some big rugby tournaments. So it's great to kind of present to any local sports teams as well. Ranging from colleges to even on the like high school level, are all kind of great clients.
I don't see any other questions. Well, I think I just did a podcast with you a week ago, but I don't think you covered. Can you go over any of the new technology you have coming out that might be interesting? That you can share?
Let me give you guys kind of a sneak peek. A never before seen product we're calling the.
Introducing the Pixel Band by CrowdSync, the all-new, first-of-its-kind LED wristband, giving you full control over an audience like never before. Featuring full individual intensity control across 10 LEDs. 40 DMX channels give lighting directors incredible pixel mapping control. The adjustable strap creates a seamless fit for all fans. The revolutionary vibrating feature adds an entirely new sensory experience to live events. Visit us at CrowdSyncTechnology.com to learn more.
So yeah, that's our new Pixel Band, which is going to be kind of the brightest LED wristband on the market. 10 LEDs, each LED is kind of individually controllable, so that we can now do some really cool effects. There's also a vibrating feature in it as well. So it adds a whole nother kind of sensory experience with the vibration, keynote speaker, or like an intro to any event. We can, send like a slight vibrating pulse to really get the audience kind of ramped up. So that's one of our kind of cool brand new products that we're going to be launching for next year.
Is there anything else we didn't get to today that you'd like the audience to know?
I think we kind of touched and hit on just about everything.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, Duncan, setting aside some time for us.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Joel.
Absolutely. Everyone that joined, again, thank you for joining. We do have our special guest for the following week, not next week, but the next week, which the meetings will be going to members only. This will be after Thanksgiving, and it'll be the CEO of Meeting Tomorrow. We will be interviewing him and seeing what some of his challenges are and were, and getting an inside view, I guess, of Meeting Tomorrow and what they're up to. Once again, thank you. Thank you, Duncan. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This is the end of the ITRA bi-weekly webinar. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Bruce.
See y'all later.